All right. Hey, everybody. We're here with Millicent with EM2 HR Alliance. No, anyway, why don't you introduce yourself? So we're here today, and we're just doing a little bit of another member testimonial Tuesday, getting to know our members, talking to you a little bit about what your business is doing, talk about the chamber a little bit, and so let's introduce you. So go ahead. I'll give you the floor.
Okay, so my name is Millicent Griffin. I am the CEO to EM2HR Alliance, and we are your HR relief partner. And what we do, we handle HR strategies for you, and we have payroll, we have benefits, and if you need workers' comp, we have that too. I mostly focus on the HR part, so I come in as your partner, and we strategize ways to make your workforce more cultural to what you're looking for. We will prepare the HR handbook for you so your employees can understand exactly what they're supposed to do for you and what you expect from them, so this way there's no surprises. And as well, we have a HR platform where it's easy for you to manage your employees to know who's not with you no more, who's with you. It has performance reviews in there and incident reviews all in one platform. And you can log into it anywhere that you need to, and you can put their files in there as well, because we have a document management under each employee. And you don't have to be strapped into the office, when you have that employment database management to operate through. And one of our goals is to enhance the workforce. So by doing that is by acknowledging the employers what they don't know and what they think they know but they don't know, and telling them ways on how to make their employees a lot happier where they work. So this way it would eliminate or mitigate your turnovers, because your turnovers cost you more money than anything else, because you have to take time to train and then you have to advertise. So keeping your employees in-house as much as possible has to do with how much you know or what you think you know that you don't know, to keep your employees happy.
So how'd you get started in this? How did you, tell me your story. What did you do? How'd you come up with this?
All right, so for years, I've always tried different businesses, and obviously they failed. My mother tells me I've been trying to start a business since I was like 5. I'm from the Bronx, so we lived in a building, and I used to be downstairs in front of the building with like lemonade and punch and selling and always selling things. So it's always been a desire of mine to open a business. So I tried different things, and they weren't for me. And I used to work for the auto industry for about 15 years. So I started off in sales, and then from there I went into inventory, to customer relations, and into HR. And I got my degree in HR because I saw that there was a relation between customer service and human resources, right? Customer service is for the customers, and human resources is like also customer service for the employees. And I enjoyed it. I enjoy working with my coworkers and making the company, more successful, and figuring out issues and solving the issues and making sure that everyone there is copacetic and very happy where they work. Then I noticed after I got my degree, there was a lot of things that I was missing, because depending on where you work, it determines on how much you get your hands into. So at the car dealership, I really didn't get my hands into a lot, although I tried, but I didn't. So I told my manager that I needed to go out and learn more. I wanted to learn more. So I went into the medical industry, and because I went from the auto industry to the medical industry, I had to take an extreme pay cut, like almost $40,000 for pay cut, because what she told me was, at the executive director, what she told me was, okay, you know HR, but you don't know the medical business. So, I'll make you the assistant director, but you need to learn the medical business. You don't know anything about it. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Just, what I got to do to get in and do it. So, yeah, I agreed. I said, okay, I'll take the pay cut because I knew that I was going into a different industry. So my boss, then she taught me everything. She told me from the payroll aspects to the benefits, which are the things that I wasn't getting my hands into. I was doing more employee relations with the dealership. And from there we moved here. And then my first job here was in the working for a federal contract company. And there I learned more stuff. And I always would tell, my bosses, teach me everything that you know. So the more I know, the less you have to do. So they just, do it. So to me, I felt that as a benefit. And then I got another job as an HR director working for a health company where they had no HR department. So I built it from ground up. And the good thing I can say about myself, for every place that I left, I helped those companies grow faster. The medical company, they didn't have an ATS system. I knew about it, I taught them. And because of that, they were able to hire faster and grow faster. The medical company that I worked here, they didn't have the HR department, and I put everything in place, and they were able to, hire faster, reduce the turnovers there, and everyone was able to communicate better because they had buses throughout the entire United States. It was over 250 employees that we had, and one of the issues was everything was going through email. And I was like, well, we got people in Arizona. When you send an email, the time frame is different, and you're not going to get to your manager on time. And that was one of the issues that we had with the employees, because I would do an employee survey to find out what's going on. So me and the IT department developed an extranet for the company where all the employees were able to log in to this website, and there had all the forms that they needed, the handbooks, so everyone could get to one place and everything is in one place. And there was one place to upload everything that you needed that went to the secretary, who then, distribute out what was needed to the managers and able to follow up to make sure that that manager, spoke to that medical assistant or that's CAT scan, or, just to make sure that everyone is getting what they needed. Then we put together a benefit plan for our employees. So one of the challenges that we were having is we were here in Florida, right? So, the best plans are the HMOs, and you only have to be in Florida. The PPOs were out of state. So we had to come up with a way to help the employees that were out of state. So we did the HSA, and we contribute into those because they were out of state to help them with the PPOs because they were very expensive. And then they were having some PR challenges. And so I decided to move on, and that's when I got my break. My break was working for a PEO. And that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because my desire was to always have my own HR business, but I didn't know how to. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what to do. So when I started working for the PEO, I started learning everything and asking questions with everyone, and every department I will ask questions, and then I will go on rides because we all work remotely. I say, hey, let me go on a ride with you so I can see what you're doing. And I learned there how to, put together your book of business and, how to handle multiple clients. I had about 258 clients in different industries, from landscaping to doctors, from IT, that's what they gave me, and I handled them. And it was from here all the way to Jacksonville. I had one in Georgia for a little bit. She was a plumbing company. And I was there for quite a bit, and then they got bought by another company, and majority of everyone in that company is no longer there. But when that happened, I did not take it as a bad thing. I said, God, thank you, because I'm ready. And that's when I decided to open my business. And I took my time. I didn't rush. I paced it out, and I took my time. And my first client was a year contract. And I learned from there too. I learned marketing. I knew nothing about marketing. But working with them, I learned so much about marketing, because I'm the type of person that I'm not just there going to my desk doing my job. I want to know the business. And because that cannot direct anyone if I don't know the business, if I don't know the culture. I can't give you sound HR advice, right? So that's one of my models too. I want to come in, meet my clients, meet the employees, because I need to know your culture. Because if you call me on something, I need to know how things are operating there, because I can give you the wrong advice although it may be, the law, but if that's not your culture, you can still find yourself in trouble.
Yeah.
Right? So I just started doing that, and then when that contract was up, that's when I started going out on my own and walking to place, and got my 2 clients, and then I started joining you guys, which was amazing. I've joined so many other businesses, and I joined the chamber. I'm trying not to say their names. That's why I'm like, okay. I joined maybe 4 chambers, and then this chamber here, I feel that I not only got my money in return triple, I feel that they have been more supportive with my business. I feel that they have put me out there more, and everyone that's part of this chamber has been supportive. Like, they say, hey, come, let's talk, let's do this, and also helping to put you out there as well. And I've met my partners, 2 of my partners, through this chamber. The business partner, Craig, which he does benefits, and then Tony, who does the insurance for workers' comp. And they're amazing. When we go meet with clients and they're there, the chamber, helps me with marketing. And that's just I would say maybe in 2 months that I joined the chamber, I got my money back. I think you guys are amazing. And I tell it to everyone. Every time I meet someone, I'm like, you have to join this chamber, and I give them your information, because of the fact that I experienced other chambers. None of them step up to the plate like that. I don't even know how else to put that. Like, no one else step up to the plate the way you guys do. They have you go, and you pay, and you're doing these networks, but no one says, hey, let me put you in front of everybody, where you guys do that, and I really appreciate that.
Well, with some of the folks that we have here and that will see these things, who are some of what's your ideal client? What size business? What kind of business are you feel is your great niche or our area of opportunity?
Well, my area of opportunity are employers who value their employees. Because if they don't value their employees, they're not going to value me when they hire me. So it's really broad. It doesn't matter, because HR can fit in anywhere. Basically, as long as the owner gives me the opportunity to learn their business, and learn who they are, learn what they want, and learn their culture, and get to meet their employees, right?
Are there certain size businesses that are more that you are gravitated towards initially, or size-wise? Is it for a small business that might have 1 or 2 employees, or enterprise that has 5,000 employees for the service? I mean, what's your niche? What seems to be the if I could wave that magic wand for the ideal client, what are those? Who do you look for? Who's
I can go up to, at this moment, up to 200. Right? My software that I have leveraged me to go that high.
Okay.
Because I'm kind of hands off and inputting data, and everything is there. I have a client now that only has 1 employee, and then the rest are 1099s. And we're putting things together, because even that 1 employee can get you in trouble. I'm willing to help businesses when they start putting everything in place, and just be like their consultant. I started doing a $49.99 a month during COVID, which allows 4 phone calls a month, so that someone can call me if they have a question, and then it'll go up from there, depending on what your needs are. So if there's someone that wants to put a business together and they're ready to hire, they may think they know what to do, but they don't. Like, my 1 client that I have wasn't even aware that an I-9 needed to be done, because the person, oh, that's a United States citizen. No, it still needs to be done, right? And you still need to have your compliance posted up, because he needs to still know what their rights are. So things like that. No handbook was ever in place, and he has struggles with this 1 employee, because he is not understanding what it is that he is expecting from this person, and that's because there's no handbook. So we created the handbook, put it out there, and he been better, and now we're working on getting more people in for him, because he's not focused on this one employee trying to get her to do the right thing and constantly training her. I introduced myself to her, and sometimes when someone sees an outside HR person, they kind of like, okay, let me stop, someone's watching over me, or I can't, things are going to change here, and they kind of get straight, right? So she/he is doing much better, so his focus is not on that person anymore. So we're in the process of hiring 2 other people, right? So that's the whole thing. It's like, utilize me to get everything straight so you can grow, so you can, be on that island like you dreamed of when you open a business, and let everybody work for you. So that's basically where I come in. So, you can be a startup, we put everything in place, your handbook's in place, you don't have to take me on full, I'll help you and teach you what you need to be done, and if you just need to have someone to call once in a while, you can go on F199 packet. If you later on decide that you need more services, then we can discuss that at that time. And I do everything as a flat rate. And the reason why I did that is because when I worked for the PEO, I noticed that they did everything on a percentage. So as the company grows, the amount of money they pay in is a lot more. And I had a conversation with a client one time who said, well, I just hired this person, I'm paying them this X amount of money, and I'm paying you guys this X amount of money because I just hired this person, I had to put this in the budget, right? Because they go based on the payroll. So the expectation of the return on investment is higher, right? So if you have a higher expectation, then you're scrutinizing that person more, and you end up terminating that person faster, right? Or it could be the other way, because you're paying the PEO this amount of money, you don't have enough money to get anyone else in. So I do everything on a flat rate based on how many employees. Like 1 to 5 is a rate, 6 to 10 is another rate. This way when you get to that next level, it's going to be higher cost. And I'm very transparent with everything, and everything is included in there, and they don't have to worry about any increases at all as long as they stay within that tier. And that's what I decided to do. I felt doing it that way helps. It doesn't matter what type of business you have or what size, it helps you, because my goal is to build a stronger workforce, and the only way you can do that is by keeping your employees and growing your company by hiring more employees, and that's my initial goal at some point.
What's a reward? What do you find rewarding with what you do?
What I find rewarding in what I do, seeing my clients grow, like there, and seeing them getting from one level to another, and knowing that they trust me. I think the best reward is knowing that they trust me. You can't, there's no better reward than that, right? Because it takes a lot to get someone to trust you. Yeah. And when, one of my other clients, I also do notary, and he knew, and he said, we need something notarized, and his wife just had a baby. And he says, can you go to my house? And to me, I was like, I felt honored, because it's like, wow, that's a lot of trust. You're letting me go to your home where your family is, and I felt really good about that. And I think at that day, I just realized trust is everything. And that's what I feel more honorable about, when I get that trust from them.
Very cool. Well, I know we're on a little bit of a time crunch today, so I wanted to say thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate you being part of the chamber, and really look forward to working with you further and seeing your business grow. That's what I know I find very rewarding of what we do, is when our members and see the relationships grow, and they're making those connections, and as we progress out of this COVID environment and getting back into some more of this and getting people connected, really good to see that. But it's always been a pleasure. It's wonderful to hear some more of your stories and hear a little bit more about your story and how you got into this, which is fascinating, on how you really took the bull by the horns to learn as much as you could, and took all of your experiences to transform into what you have today. So
yes, yes, and I need to do more of this stuff because I get very nervous in front of the camera.
Very cool. Well, we want to make it comfortable for you,
Yes.
but thank you so much for your time. So tell everybody real quick where they can connect with you if anybody is interested in your services or want to get a consultation from you. Tell everybody how they can connect with you.
So my website is www.em2HR. That means everyone matters to HR. Okay, so it's www.em2hr.com, or you can email me at info@em2hr.com, and the phone number is 321-247-8492.
Very cool. You can find them also on our directory, right,
Yes.
on the webpage directory there. But Melissa, thank you so much for some time
Thank you for having
today.
me here. I appreciate
And
it.
we look forward to seeing more successes from you. So
Yes,
thank you for being here.
I'm looking forward to sharing them with you.
Wonderful. Well, we'll catch you again. Thank you, everybody.